5 acres on the Cowlitz River in Randle, Washington. This is Miles McLaughlin here with Wilco Land, rolling out a new property in Lewis County, Washington with you. I actually went up to this property. Our photographer got great photos of it too. So in this video, I'm going to break down this listing. I'm going to talk to you how you can access the property. That's a big thing I'm going to cover in this video. Talk about potential uses for the property, give you an idea where it's located, look at it on satellite imagery and all that good stuff. So sit back, relax for a couple minutes. I'm going to break down the property and answer a lot of your common questions. So just getting started with a quick disclaimer. This isn't real estate advice. This is not legal advice. I'm simply sharing my thoughts and opinions on the property through my own research and due diligence and experience in the industry. So as you can see, this is a kind of a aerial of what the property looks like overlaid on top of this imagery our photographer got from the drones. This is Riverfront property. It is 5 acres on the Cowlitz River. It's just outside of Randle, Washington, if you know where that area is, as you're heading into like Mount Rainier, Packwood, that range into the Cascades. So really great bird's eye view look at the property here. I'll pull up satellite imagery next and give you an idea of that. And again, in this video, a big thing I'm going to touch on is how you can go view the property. There is a gate heading back there, but it's not locked. So I'm going to dive into that as well. The other landowners keep that there just to keep the riffraff out. So here's what we're looking at. Again, this is going to be in a floodway here, that part of the property. Otherwise, this is all high ground. And like I said, we've got some really good photos giving you a pretty good depiction of the property. So the first thing I want to do is just talk about target audience. This is 5 1/4. It's in Lewis County, Washington. It's zoned RR20. In a nutshell, this is going to be a good property for recreational use. Think campers. Maybe you can put a tiny home or like a yurt or a teepee out there, but really a great recreational property, maybe for hunting or just having that river access. We sell a lot of properties like this. They're special, they're rare. You just don't see a lot of riverfront property that's easily accessible like this piece of land. So I want to jump into talking about, how you can access this property on your own. All you're going to do is plug in these GPS coordinates. This is my favorite app. It's called Onyx Maps. And I'm going to pull up the coordinates. This is our property. I have an X marked on it. And you can see, this section of the property right there. This is kind of a sandbar. And then you can see, there's kind of a road system that almost goes through our property in this corner too. But this is really the meat and potatoes of the listing down here. This is all riverfront land on the Cowlitz River. There's actually Google Street Views across the street too that I can show you at the end of this video. So this is all river frontage. This is going to be the bread and butter of the property, and I'll measure this out. The width of the property down here is going to be around 95 yards, really decent sized. And then if we pull in this area down here, we're looking at 2.5 acres along the Cowlitz River there. So that's going to be really useful. Like I said, there is this road. There's roads that meander back there. You can see there's a home on this property. They're accessing it, right? Somebody's built back there. If you zoom in, it's hard to tell with the tree coverage if there's other structures back here, but clearly this is getting accessed. I think somebody, bought this 15 acre to hunt on. That was word on the street from one of the neighbors that I talked to that explained the gate situation with me. But our property, 5.5 acres here, has a lot of good river frontage as well. So just giving you a little bit of a background of the property, but there is a gate. So this property is really easy to access and there's an unlocked gate. So you come in right off, this is Highway 12. If I zoom out, this is Highway 12 and like Silverbrook and here's Randle. You just come off Highway 12 on Kehoe Road and you're going to head south off of Kehoe Road. There's a road right here. You can just barely see it under the tree trunks like that. You're going to head south right there. And that's going to bring you to basically a fork in the road. There's a wishbone in the road right here. The one way is somebody's driveway. The other way is to our property. This is Lewis County Public Works Department. That's just a tax forfeited property. So you're going to take this road. You can see it right here, that road. You're going to run into a fence that gate. It's not locked. Like I said, we see this a lot in rural areas. The neighbors don't want, a bunch of riffraff back on their properties, So yes, all these people have access. There's easements in the language. There's deeds, there's plat maps, right? So, that all checks out. The reality is the neighbors don't want a bunch of riffraff back on these properties back here. So, keep in mind that road's going to meander. It's hard to tell exactly where it goes. You can kind of follow it onto our property right here. It looks like comes through in our property right here. There might be a trail. It looks like it's denoted on Onyx. There might be a trail right here. But for the most part, yes, the property's accessible. Yes, you can go view it on your own. I use Onyx Hunt for land viewings. This is my favorite app. That's what I recommend doing. The next thing I want to do is pull it up on satellite imagery here and just look at the property to see what we're looking at. So again, we can see, some imagery of Randle. You can see we're at the lumber mills right here. You've got this sliver of land up there. You're probably not using a lot of this except for recreation along this sliver. I can even measure it out to see how wide this is for you. So it looks like this is going to be 26 yards or 78 feet. So that's still pretty wide right there. Like I said, this is a meat and potatoes of the listing. Not only do we have aerial imagery on this property, but you can go across a road, actually, take a peek at this, and we can look at the bank of the river pretty easily through the trees right here. So I thought this was pretty cool. If we go a little bit further, we can see that high bank. So I'm not going to worry too much about flooding here. You can see that that's a really nice spot on the river. A lot of good vegetation. This would be a really, really cool recreational piece of land. A lot of our customers are doing things like yurts, and they're just, there's people buying these properties just for camping. To have your own private campsite like this, to have a tangible land investment that's going to last a lifetime, not only a lifetime, but for generations to come, with a piece of property that could only appreciate in value. A lot of people are looking for private campsites like that and looking for properties to get creative with. It's a blank canvas, So, that sums up this property mostly in a nutshell. We do offer seller financing here at Wilco Land. We do offer cash discounts for cash buyers. I'm trying to think if I can think of anything else, but like I said, the main use of this property is going to be recreation. I do have the location pulled up on a map here. I'll end here. Here's Tacoma, here's Olympia, Seattle is just north, Mount Rainier, Packwood, Washington, Randle, Washington. So right along Highway 12 here, come off Highway 12 off Kehoe Road. You can see that road right here that goes to the neighbor's driveway. Then there's another road that goes straight all the way back to the property. So again, when you're viewing properties like this, please make sure you shut the gate, you leave it how it was. It might appear to be locked with a chain, but typically, like I said, I talked to the neighbor, they don't lock it. So just make sure you leave it as it came, right? Make sure you leave it in good condition and respect the neighbor's privacy. That about sums up the property. I'll talk about easements and plat maps and whatnot. Here's the big access section. There's an easement for access and a plat map here. So I wanted to show you that. You can see that road is all dotted here, showing in the plat map. So here's a plat of the property, and here's our property. This one right here that's highlighted in black. So yeah, that sums it up. 5 acres on the Cowlitz River in Washington. If you have interest in other land deals, get on our website. I've got a lot of stuff in the state of Washington, Montana, Idaho, Washington. Take a peek at the website. We've got a lot of cool land deals. I'll pull up Washington just to give you an idea. We've got oceanfront property in Copalis Beach. We've got stuff in Cowlitz. We've got stuff in Republic. So take a peek at what we have out here in Washington. Give us a call if you have questions. We're happy to help you out. We do offer more of a self-service model. So go view the property on your own if you're interested in that. But if you have questions or just want to chat high level, just give us a call. You can reach us here at 605-299-5553. Thanks for tuning in.